Everybody knows Kingdom Hearts for its complicated, over-explained narrative. Even people who've never played it know there are 13 Xehanorts and 6 Soras. Even if you narrow the definition of Xehanort and Sora, you end up with 5 and 3. Mickey Mouse, the mascot of Disney, abandoned a woman in hell and never said anything about her, leaving her to be corrupted by hell energy and her own depression and abandonment angst. Mickey wears an edgy trench coat and gets his shirt torn off by horny demon bugs. The franchise is notorious for this. The story is way too complicated, leaves loose ends everywhere unless you read outside explanations, and juggles protagonists like it's George R.R. Martin moonlighting as a rodeo clown. It's frankly ridiculous. I'm a die-hard fan. I've 100%ed all of the games on their hardest difficulties, even including the DS exclusive titles. But even I, especially I, can recognize how much the series has gotten itself tied up. However, one thing that it seems like everyone misses about the franchise is how it expertly uses its gameplay to build characterization and development. I could easily mention Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance, and how the playable characters in those two titles have unique moves and playstyles that separate them from the others, or how Terra in Birth by Sleep can get all the moves he had in your boss fight against him in Kingdom Hearts 2. And those are good points, but there isn't much to say on the matter. It's a simple and obvious, but well done move that ensures the characters always feel like themselves and nobody else. A better example, however, would be the arc of Riku as a playable character. In Kingdom Hearts 1, Riku is your rival. He is working with the villain almost entirely just to spite Sora. He is the only enemy in the game that is your size and fighting style. He's your equivalent, like Virgil in Devil May Cry 3. And just like Virgil in Devil May Cry 3, the game's arc goes through him kicking your ass into well-tenderized ground chuck, to you having a final duel against him, ending with him trapping himself in hell. Kingdom Hearts 1 begins on your home/playground, Destiny Islands. Here, you get intimate with the controls and combat. This area has 4 optional bosses you can fight: Tidus, Wakka, Selphie, and Riku. They all have their unique abilities and teach you different lessons that will save you in your fights against the Heartless. But Riku is on another level from your Final Fantasy friends. The Triple F Squad are all relatively easy. Low health bars, low damage. They're training tools for the player more than anything else. You fight all 3 of them on the same wide beach arena, and even have the choice of fighting all 3 at once. And you have a reasonable chance at success if you're good enough, even on a first playthrough. Riku, however, is custom built to punish overconfident new players. Riku isn't fought on the beach shore. Instead, he's fought on a raised circular arena with a surrounding border of ocean. If you fall, you're out, and that's if you're lucky. Riku has mechanics seen nowhere else in the game. He can jump onto a tree to taunt you before leaping away and hitting you from behind. Riku attacks quickly, powerfully, and in wide arcs. If a new player, by some miracle, manages to get a full combo off on him, he will fall. Success, you think, before he obliterates you with a recovery kick, either emptying your health bar, knocking you off the arena, or both. He's older than you, stronger, better. On your first playthrough, you're lucky to leave Destiny Islands with your Riku score being 1 to 10. After you progress further in the tutorial, you have a race against Riku. He dominates you here too. Faster on-foot move speed, and he knows all the shortcuts that you can only learn by watching him annihilate you. To make matters worse, this race influences the game later on, albeit in a small manner. Before the race, you and Riku talk about what you want to name your raft. He says Highwind, and the player can input whatever name they want. If Riku wins, Highwind is declared the official name of the raft. Of course, you never ride the raft. As the next best thing, the game names your first gummy ship Highwind. Riku gets his way even hours after you've last seen him. Riku is your enemy. He is unplayable, only existing in the game as a taunting, infuriating roadblock. He ends the game a hero, however, taking one for the team and locking himself in the realm of darkness to rescue Sora and Kairi. Riku's story truly begins in the next game, Chain of Memories. Here, we play as Sora throughout the whole game, win, and get a tease for Kingdom Hearts 2. But then there's a twist. Reverse Rebirth? What's this? Riku gets his own campaign in this game, playable for the first time. We get to wield the power that gave us so many game overs in Kingdom Hearts 1. However, his arc in this game has him trying to stand on his own 2 feet, no help needed. No darkness, no light. He doesn't trust himself with that power, and is trying to empower himself. As such, he's playable alone. No party members, excluding Mickey near the very end, and no Sora. Just him and his demons. In Kingdom Hearts 2, we meet Riku once again. He's grown even more since the last time we met him, and actually looks very different compared to any of his other appearances. He has learned to accept himself, darkness and all. He's a great Jedi, basically. He fights for the light, but he uses his most developed skills, i.e. darkness, to do so. And for the first and only time in the series, we get him as a party member. This was the biggest thrill possible back then, and still feels good as hell to this day. He's still a step above you, as seen by his tough-as-nail boss fight throughout the game and his far more casual and confident animations, so it really does feel like you're teaming up with your old friend Riku. You recognize him as himself from a gameplay perspective specifically because of how powerful he is. And because of his history with Sora, he once again works like nothing else in the game. In a manner similar to Limits, which are 100% magic draining combo attacks with your party members, you can press triangle at certain points to have Riku act. He can defend Sora from oncoming attacks, or blast an enemy with a quick torrent of Dark Fire Aqua, which, in retrospect, may be him using a shot lock. However, this barely affects you or him. It isn't like a Limit, where it binds the two of you into canned animations for a full minute and drains you of resources. It's simply a new command to work with. Sora and Riku, thanks to their experiences together both as allies and enemies, know exactly how the other works, and so team up fluidly and without need of any complications. Not to say they don't have a limit, oh no sir! They have an extremely powerful limit that empties the entire battlefield. They cooperate to float, using each other's glide and arrow abilities, and rapidly slash across the battlefield together before firing magic between their 2 keyblades and obliterating their opponents with an overflow of energy perfectly in sync. Their mutual understanding and fluid cooperation comes to a head in the final battle, where not only can you briefly play as Riku should Sora get grabbed by depressive Xehanort, but you play as Sora and Riku simultaneously in a set piece, where they both defend themselves and each other from a dome of lasers. Riku has gone from Sora's opponent to Sora's lonely equal to a part of Sora. This continues into Dream Drop Distance, where the drop mechanic combines the 2 stories into one straight shot. The 2 blend together and flow in and out of each other, both self-taught equals who know exactly where to pick up the other's slack. They both reach their full individual potentials at the end of Dream Drop Distance, both on equal footing with the other, as demonstrated by that world's unique attack, Nightmare's End, aka Mirage Split, aka Gabeblade. When using this attack, they summon a massive 4-handed Keyblade only usable together. It's a symbol of their unity and equality, and how they both need each other to get where they are and where they're going. This thematic, mechanical journey for Riku and Sora only falters in Kingdom Hearts 3, due to Sora being drained of his power by Xehanort and needing to start from scratch. Riku leaves Dream Drop Distance with his power levels from Kingdom Hearts 2 and Dream Drop Distance intact. Sora leaves Dream Drop Distance barely more powerful than he started Kingdom Hearts 1. He knows more techniques, and is still cocky enough to flip around before blocking, but due to his frailty, he requires more training, whereas Riku leaves to be the frontline's hero. Kingdom Hearts 3 shows us once again, though, that the 2 can't really succeed without the other backing them up. Riku, the strongest light side warrior alive at this point, can't defeat Aqua alone. Sora wouldn't have been able to either. It isn't until the player presses triangle to Sora, that the two come together and let rip the gay blade one last time, showing that they once again, for keeps this time, are on equal ground. Hey, thanks for watching that video all the way through to the end. I have the credits for every video, song, and image that I used in this video scrolling by on the left. I have my Ko-fi, Patreon, Twitch, and Twitter over on the right. You can give me money on Ko-fi and Patreon if you'd like to, and I will give you a shout out on this inslate in future videos. I haven't really done much with Twitch so far. I plan on streaming Fallout 4 and PlayStation 2 games there in the future, so stop by if you want. You can follow me on Twitter if you'd like to keep up with my thoughts and my day-to-day, or if you're just looking for announcements for when I'm posting more content like this or when I'm streaming. Thank you again for watching the video all the way, and have a good day.